How's it going, YouTube? This is Photo Talk episode number 6, and this episode's going to be get out and shoot. You know, a lot of times we make excuses when we go out and go, when we're just sitting around the house, and it's like, oh, I should have went and took some pictures today, I should have went and shot some video today. But a lot of it's, well, I don't want to get the camera out, it's in the bag, I don't want to go get this, it's not charged. But a lot of us forget that on a day-to-day basis, we have a camera on us that shoots good pictures, good video, and we just forget to use it. I guess before I go any further, go ahead and introduce my guest for this week, which is the same as the last 2 episodes. He's probably going to be on future episodes. It's Garrett of GJP Photos.
How are y'all doing today?
And we're trying out some different things on the microphones this week. We tried to do it last week, but we couldn't get it to work right. This week we have we have headphones on,
so we got our own little audio playback going.
Yeah, so we can hear ourselves in the headphones, and we do have a weird little echo in them, though.
Yeah, I like it. It's interesting to see how much extra, like that little cough.
My chair making little creaky noises.
Yeah, all the extra stuff that you don't think the microphone's picking up when you're doing it without the headphones, and now it's like, oh my god, all this
extra noise
happening.
Which I think a lot of it's going to actually go away because we're hearing ourselves a lot louder than we actually are recording. But it helps us to be mindful that I'm not, making noise
doing
with
crap like that.
Right. Stuff that normally I may move it and I may hear it making a noise, but I'm not going to be mindful to not, But enough of that. We also have some more questions this week. We have questions for the first time this week that we got in private messages.
Yeah, apparently people actually watch our videos and are interested.
Yeah.
Who knew?
It's not too many questions, but we decided we'd start incorporating them. A lot of these were sent in private message and then through different, social sources. But so this week's gonna be a lot of stuff about, not making excuses. Excuse me. And taking up the camera, taking up the phone in this case. Yeah. I have a guest that a little nasty, but so it's a lot of oftentimes we'll see a picture that motivates us, or we'll see something that motivates us, and we want to take a picture of it, and we don't because we don't have the DSLR with us, or we don't have the bridge camera with us, or we don't have our point and shoot with us. And we forget that we could just take our phone out of our pocket and take a picture of it, and it'll take a pretty decent picture. Last night we had that little fire that we lit in that fire pit that we built.
Yeah, I was impressed with the pictures that our phones took of that.
Yeah,
they came out pretty well. Yeah,
they really did. And I mean, honestly, except for later on when the fire started dwindling down and my phone decided to bump the ISO up, then they started getting a little bad, but the fire was good and bright. It was running at what it looked like a pretty low ISO, so it was getting good clarity.
Yeah.
And, one thing I didn't mess around with, but I don't know if you've downloaded them yet, those photo editing programs for your phone.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, we'll have to download those later on. I'll point you and let you know, give you the names. I'll give you all the names of them right now. It's all free software. It's Snapseed. It's a little photo editing program, and you can take a picture from within the app, or you can take a picture that you already have in your gallery, and you can brighten it up. You can edit it. You can do a lot of things. It's almost like having a decent photo editing software on your phone. And it does more than what the phone's editing software can do.
Doesn't Instagram have a little bit of
They do. They have like filters and stuff.
I've never used Instagram, so I'm not totally sure, but I have seen like creative filters and
yeah, they have that. No, Snapseed has those too, but they also have a lot of the you can edit things. You can adjust your brightness, your color, temperature, stuff that you can actually do to manipulate the photo. You can crop it, whereas Instagram is just going to allow you to give it the film look, black and white, sepia, stuff like that, or sepia. And then I have a Pixlr Express and Pixlr-O-Matic, which are kind of on the same realm as Instagram with filters and stuff. I haven't
Yeah.
messed with those too much. But I've used Snapseed. I like it. And
So yeah.
so
Awkward pause.
yeah, it was kind of. But another thing we were talking about is with the phones. You know, I don't know if they make them for your phone. I think they make some that may work with my phone, but the little clip-on little lenses and stuff that you can get.
Yeah, I think
They're mainly geared towards the iPhones, though.
I believe they are.
Which is kind of sucks for the rest of us. You know, we don't get any love.
Oh well. I like my Android.
Yeah, me too. But you know, it's getting into a phone brand war. But
You have to make an appointment to.
I was going to bring that one up too, but long story.
Long story short, we were at the Apple.
Long story. We're just going to leave it out.
Oh, whatever.
I don't want to. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus for that one.
Okay.
I think it's better left untold.
It's a hilarious story, though.
Oh yeah, it was. But you know, a lot of times, like I kind of, I don't know what motivates you. What's some stuff with pictures? Yeah, when you
it's usually random, spur of the moment.
you know, because I was starting to think the other day with the photography. How come it never looks like I'm getting any decent levels on this top bar? Maybe I'm not.
I don't know. I hear you loud and clear.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check a few things. Yeah, I can't. Oh well. Hopefully I'm recording good.
I think you are.
Yeah, I'm just looking. If y'all are wondering, I'm looking at the different bars and stuff, and it kind of looks like my levels are a little bit low. So, sorry if they are. But you know, I've kind of been thinking that, you know, instead of just going out of the house and being like, "Hey, I'm gonna take pictures today," and there's just so much out there that you can photograph. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on more of you know, leaving the house with a theme in mind, like maybe like repeating patterns. You know, in the Apple Store, you know, like they set up the little thing where it's kind of like the Christmas ornaments or whatever in rows or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. Or, you know, trees, you know, in a row. Instead of just leaving the house and be like, I'm going to take pictures today. And then you go out there and there's just so much that your mind, you get overwhelmed. You know?
Yeah, and setting a theme kind of forces yourself to maybe not necessarily force you, but it allows you to see things that you may not have otherwise saw if you weren't currently thinking about that particular theme.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're sniffing around for.
All right.
I was leaning because the chair creaks, and you can hear it in the microphone.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's something I've been actually, you know, we may end up next time we go take some pictures, we'll leave the house with a theme in mind, you know. The last couple times it was really just messing around with the cameras and getting a feel for the cameras more so. And then just
next time it might be, we can only take pictures of birds. Or we can only take pictures of flowers.
Yeah. Or, you know, it is kind of that time when the tree leaves are changing, the trees are changing and stuff, so we could, you know, we go for winter theme stuff, you know, only pictures of, you know, fallen leaves,
or
bare trees.
Yeah, trees without leaves on them.
Yeah. You know, dead plants, because it's starting to get colder. You know, in the morning, stuff that has frost on it, stuff like that. So, you know, a lot of, you know, it's basically going out there and having an idea, a theme for, you know, of course, if you're doing something where you have to where you're taking pictures of something specific, you really can't go out there and just be like, I'm going to take pictures of only people in white shorts. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, a couple weeks ago, we were on the golf course, and I actually was a couple times when, you know, I was like, man, I wish I brought my camera. And it's kind of going back to the beginning part of this episode.
You did bring your camera.
I know. Going back to the beginning, you know, I look back and I'm like, duh, I had my phone with me. Could have taken a picture. I should have taken a picture of the tree with the moss in it. You know, it wouldn't have been as great as my DSLR can do, or the SX500 can do, or in your case, SX50. But you know what? It would have been the picture. That moment would have been captured.
I forget who said it, but they say the best camera is the one you have with you.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a general thing across the board. As everybody says it, you know, the best tool you have is the one that's on you, and a camera's a tool.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty great pictures taken with camera phones too. You'd be surprised what some of them are capable of.
Yeah, and we've been working on earlier this week a couple other little things. Kind of started working with with some different lighting techniques. Finally got that cable in for the wireless trigger for the softbox, and you were here earlier when I was messing with that.
Yeah, did you tell them about that, or
tell them what about it?
Just what kind it is? And
no, we really haven't done a video on it.
Okay.
Something I've been meaning to put together, but I was kind of waiting for all the parts and pieces and stuff. Not really parts and pieces. I had a wire that was waiting to come in before I put the video together, and that finally came in the other day. In the videos when I discussed, it's pretty much just setting up the softbox, a young new YN560 version 2 flash, which is a manual flash. You know, I had a flash that was just TTL only, which is through the lens metering, and it was good, but I couldn't control the flash output enough. You know, it would want to expose it how it wanted it, and I couldn't figure. I could bypass it, but not enough. And then the way the softbox was, the flash didn't have enough punch. Once it was diffused, the light was so diffused, it just, there was no intensity there.
Yeah.
So, you know, you were here when we were messing with that, and it just wasn't working right.
And then I got blinded by your new one.
Yeah, the new one, I think easily, you know, about an eighth power, it's probably, or quarter power, it's probably the equivalent of full power of the other flash. But, you know, it's one of those things, you know, you can either start off from the beginning with, you know, when you start from the beginning, unless you sit there and do a ton of homework, and even when you do a ton of homework, you think you end up knowing better than what, you know, the pros know. So you end up getting yourself a little messed up by thinking you can, you know, oh, they're using this flash, I don't need to spend that kind of money on a flash, I can just get by with this cheaper flash.
Yeah, most of the time you get what you pay for.
Yeah. I mean, it works nicely. The little cheap one I had, but the Wine 560 is just... But then you need to know what you're doing. You need to know how to adjust your camera settings and shutter speed, aperture, then your flash power. You know, it's a little bit. I'm glad I waited to get it now that I understand what I'm doing. Because now I'm at the point where I can understand, you know, what all the manipulations do. So, and then there's also that constant light. You know, we were talking about. You know, which then you can do constant light for, you know, still life and stuff. You know, flash is gonna freeze the motion better, but you know, when you're doing stuff with if you can't afford, you know, strobe setups or, you know, even, you know, hot shoe flashes off camera, you know, you can use, you know, natural light, use some mirrors to reflect it back, use reflectors to reflect it back at your subject and get it lit how you want it, you know.
Yeah, it's all how well you can work the light.
Yeah, it's controlling the light, you know. You need to be able to see where it's coming from and figure out what you want it to do. And through manipulating the light and then manipulating the light using your camera, you know, cutting out more of the natural light to where your light, you know, it's taking in what your strobes are lighting. You know, you can get a different effect with your photography. And I'm getting that. Please speed up. Keep talking. Don't. You're rambling.
He was gonna go into that in another video a little bit more.
Yeah, I was planning to. But that is gonna be something that we're gonna be working on. Not sure exactly how I want to do it. You know, I'm trying to come up with a format for that. But there will be videos talking about the flash setup. I still can't even. I think it's Interfit Strobies is the series for the softbox that I have.
I believe so. That sounds right.
Yeah, full kit. You know, nice air shock absorbed or air dampened. you know, about 10 or 12 foot light stand. Real solid stuff, you know. I'm kind of, it costs a little more than what I could have got a cheaper setup on Amazon, but with the different little goodies that this one has and the different little features it has, you know, when I first got it, it was kind of a, you know, looking at all the different little mounting points here and there, and like, what is this for? What is that for? What is this for? And eventually, like, wow, this thing, it packs some features into a, you know, it was well engineered. There are some things that change, and that'll be talked about in the video, but, you know, all in all, I like it. But, I guess for actually this episode, for the first time, we have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Some are directed at me, some are at both of us, and some are directed at you. And actually, the first question's from Tom. Doesn't have a last name, just Tom. Garrett, when you put up more videos and show what the SX50 can do? And I think he's talking about from that video of the SX50HS little overview review video that you did.
Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all have actually checked out my channel, but there is a video up. And to answer his question, I will try to get some videos up within the next week or so. The weather over here hasn't been the best lately, and
it's been cold.
Yeah, it's been cold, and I've been pretty busy with various other things, school and work and whatnot. But I'll definitely try to get them up soon. I think I'm gonna do a video testing out the Zoom pretty soon. So definitely be looking for that.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I'm gonna throw a link in the description of this video, just so we can have that for the viewers. And we got a message from a guest, Jacqueline. Paul, more lens venture type videos. And these questions have been kind of condensed down. You know, some were a little longer. I just condensed down to the meat and potatoes of the question. But I think you saw one of them, or maybe I showed it to you when I was first working on it. It was basically, you know, some videos where I just strap a camera to my camera, or kind of, you know, set up a camera going along with a photo shoot or something. I'm actually probably going to do something like that, but with Flash and just setting up stuff. But like you know, kind of how I addressed earlier, I just didn't come up with how I want to do it. Or I'll just strap the GoPro on the camera and just next time we go take some pictures, I'll run around with it on the top of the camera. And hopefully that answered your question. This one, I actually got it from a few viewers. So this was asked a couple times. And I know a lot of people get asked this a bunch. RAW or JPEG, or both? And this is kind of, I guess, at both of us.
Why not both? If your camera can do it, but do both.
Oh, it's going to fill up your memory card faster.
Get a bigger memory card.
Takes longer to write the file.
Honestly, if I were to I'd shoot just RAW. I don't shoot RAW plus JPEG.
I shoot just RAW as well.
I don't really have a use for JPEG.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then I may shoot both. I have a couple of jobs where, you know, I wasn't 100% sure. I delivered the client just the JPEGs, and then but I had the RAWs just in case there was a couple that weren't exposed right, and I've just been fine because all the images came out, you know, in a quality that they were happy with, and they were happy with all of them. So. And this last question is from Steven. What are you using to record and edit your content? I'm assuming you're talking about these videos, but I guess we'll both kind of answer that question because I'm really not 100% sure. I know it was aimed at me, but we'll both kind of answer it. So, what do you use to edit your stuff, Garrett?
My videos?
Anything. Your videos, photos.
Photos, I use the free Canon Digital Photo Professional, and for my videos, I use the free Windows Movie Maker. Keyword on those is free.
Yeah, it just goes to show you. I mean, if you've seen his images, you know, go check out his videos, go check out his channel. The only issue I can tell you is how I think he's actually even using a free camcorder at the moment.
If you want to get really technical, I'm using a free camera as well.
Well, it's just owned by his family. Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's learning. Do what you can with what you got.
Yeah.
But that is one key thing to point out. You don't have to go spend tons of money to do this stuff. Most people think I can't get into photography because I can't afford it. I can't do this. You can get cameras cheap today. Most phones have it built in there. Don't use an excuse. Just go out there and be creative. Make a really nice image. And
yeah, I want to say aside from like gas, driving to wherever we go take pictures, I don't think in the month or so I've been into this, I don't think I've spent a dime on photography.
Yeah, which is pretty good. But on my end of things, since I'm kind of heading up most of the production on this, I've had a little bit more of an investment into it. But I also keep my costs down because this is my primary income, and my primary income will not let me go spend tons and tons of money on awesome and high end gear, which I'm not complaining about. But you do what you can with what you have. But for my photography side, I'm the same as Garrett. I use a Digital Photo Professional. I also have Photoshop Elements 11. Yeah, Photoshop Elements 11, and I use that every now and then. I'm still figuring out the RAW to JPEG conversion on it and how to do that properly. So a lot of times I have to start off in Digital Photo Professional, convert it from RAW to JPEG, and then take the JPEG into Elements and edit that, and then finish it off in there. So for video, I'm using Premiere Elements, which I bought the two together. Nasty. Well, Photoshop Elements and Premiere Elements, it was a bundle. I think it was a little bit over $100. But I use that. I have the free iMovie, but it doesn't work too well. And not that it doesn't work too well, but I wasn't really happy with the results I was getting from it. So I went ahead and changed up softwares on that. And then for putting together these podcast videos, it's pretty much using GarageBand to get the audio and do all the audio side of the podcast. And then the video portion is really just adding the picture in that shows the whole time, and then putting the audio to the video. Putting the audio to the picture, and that I use Premiere Elements. So, not a whole bunch of money invested in software, a couple $100. Biggest thing is, I don't know if the question addressed gear, but I've done the stuff, the Samson microphones and stands, pop filter, Sennheiser headphones, which the Sennheiser headphones actually do work decently for this, which they're meant to be monitoring headphones. Yeah,
I was gonna say, because for this, and I like using them to watch YouTube videos on my laptop. They're great, but they're not. I don't think they're the best for, say, listening to music on an iPod or something like that.
Which you got to remember, monitoring headphones or studio headphones, which is what these are. They're not meant to boost up the bass or the highs or the mid range. They're not meant to amplify that up and make it sound better than it is. You're gonna hear what it's gonna sound like without any embellishments to the audio. So it is what it is. So unless you have anything else to say, this episode is gonna be a little bit shorter than usual. But Garrett, if you have anything else,
no, I think that'll do it for this week.
All right.
Feel free to send us messages with any questions.
Yeah, we like the questions.
Check out my channel, GJP Photos.
We're gonna throw a link to that in the box down below. The video description. I'll put a link to his channel. Go give him some friends. He needs some friends over there. Some subscribers. Go check out his video. Look out for more content from him. Help him out. He's a beginner. He's still working through some technical difficulties on the.
Yeah, I'm having a little audio trouble.
Yeah, we'll get that squared away. So.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all take care.
Thanks for watching, and remember, get out and shoot.